and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International from Houston, Texas, United States of America. I have decided to send this message to President Donald Trump of the United States. I am a Nigerian. I hold a dual citizenship of Nigeria and the United States. I have been here in the United States since nearly 30 years, the past 30 years. Now, I am sending this message, this strong message, as a die-hard Nigerian patriot and someone who loves the United States so well, because America has done so well for me. It has given me an opportunity that I would never
In 1 mile.
If I stayed in Nigeria. So this is the reason why I am making this broadcast. Two countries that I love so much. We are in the United States. I came here about 30 years ago. I have my children here, 3 beautiful children. The country has given me a lot of opportunity to express myself. So I can't stop thanking America for the great things it has exposed me to. And again, Nigeria is my country of birth, where I was born. I spent half of my years in Nigeria as a child, a country that had so much promise. But let's put that aside. Dear President Donald Trump, my name is Smart Madu Ajaja. I am the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite. These two organizations came because of the circumstances I lived through as someone growing up in Africa with reference to Nigeria.
At the light, turn left.
The country was a country of promise. The continent has over 45% of the Earth's resources. But the majority of the people, 99% of Africans, live below poverty line, regardless of how massively endowed that continent is, no matter how beautifully, heavily endowed Nigeria is. We have never had the luxury of being led by good people. Hello, hey, Casey, how are you? Yes. Vayad, you said, can you get paid $5 an hour to moderate streams? We are a sacrificial organization. We take support. We not because we are not doing what we do for money. We accept people, volunteers, to help us do whatever they can do, within the space of time that our stream lasts. But back to the message. Donald Trump, thank you very much. Okay, Vayad, you're unemployed. Okay, you know what you're going to do? Send an email to opennigeria1 at gmail.com. Send an email to opennigeria1 at gmail.com. Once you send that, when I finish this stream, I will look at it and see what we can do from there. Thank you very much. This message is for the President of the United States of America, the person of Donald J. Trump. President Trump, let me use this opportunity once again to congratulate you on your victory in the immediate past election here. Thank you very much. Yes, Open Nigeria 1. Yes. And within a few days, you have made so many things that some presidents cannot do in 4 years. I'm not going to go with any specifics on all the things that you have done. Some of them are controversial.
In 1.7
Some
miles.
of them are being contested. But I am not going to talk about that. What I'm talking about today is about the situation in Nigeria. The people of Nigeria live in a very deplorable condition. Now, the reason, the thrust of my message is about the man, yes, the hijacker of Nigeria, called Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu came through the back doors, came violently to sit on the presidency of Nigeria. There was an election that we thought was going to be a historic election. Everything was proceeding well until midday when they decided to switch off the server. The same thing that happened in Kenya. They switched off the server and the results were not declared. The electoral officers were not able to access the servers in order to upload their unit results. By 4 a.m., when everybody was asleep, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was declared winner of an election that he lost so scandalously. Yes, and prior to the election day, the chairman of the umpire organization that called the INEC was seen at his house eating and drinking and partying with so much arrogance and audacity. He did not care about how the people of Nigeria will feel because they have successfully overpowered the people mentally and made them poor to the extent that they cannot rise up. Now, the situation we are getting to in Nigeria is such that only an armed struggle will be able to dislodge them, because we cannot hold any credible election with this criminal holding the levers of power in Nigeria. So I'm putting you on notice, President Trump. I am, on behalf of over 250 million Nigerians, putting you on notice, first as a citizen of the United States and someone who was born in Nigeria, that all is not well in Nigeria. And why am I calling you to do what you need to do to ensure that Nigeria does not become another Rwanda? Is, first of all, you must deal with Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a criminal. You must deal with his government as a rogue government. The government is not a reflection of the will of the people of Nigeria. So this is the reason why I am making these dangerous calls. A lot of opposition have run out of Nigeria, and a lot who are inside have been forced or coerced into belonging to the APC political party, on which he is standing to destroy Nigeria. APC is a terrorist organization fronting as a political party in Nigeria. Get it again, Donald President Trump. The APC, the ruling party in Nigeria, is a terrorist organization. Yes, fronting as a political party in Nigeria. All the terrorists, all the Al-Qaeda terrorists in Nigeria, all the Boko Haram terrorists, all the ISWAP terrorists, they hold that party's political card. They are operating with APC banner, destroying Nigeria. As we speak, the entire country has been circled, waiting for them to storm and violently take over our country. This party is driven by Islamic terrorists. Yes, I'm telling you, as we speak, the rogue vice president of Nigeria is a mastermind of terrorism.
At the next slide.
Known ties to Al-Qaeda and Boko Haram. The defense minister of Nigeria, yes, the defense minister of Nigeria is a terrorist. Yes, he quartered terrorists. He gave them a quarter in the government house when he was governor of Zamfara State, one of the worst hit states in Nigeria. I am telling you, all the arms that America sells to Nigeria end up, they sign off on it. When they sign off on those arms, they distribute them to the terrorists tormenting Nigeria. So please, 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 President Trump, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I remind you, is a criminal, a rogue, a fraudster, a drug dealer, and a certificate forger. He lived
at the light.
In Illinois for so many years and was selling drugs in commercial quantity. Yes, he was arrested, prosecuted here, and made to pay nearly 500,000 US dollars here. He is responsible for the killing of thousands of Americans and destroying the families, over thousands of American families. I know
in about 11 miles.
You hold America. I know how close to your heart you hold America. That is the reason why I don't fault your American first mantra. Now, you love the United States. You came with a message, a very strong message, America first. I don't think that you will allow someone who destroyed America, destroyed Americans, killed Americans, sold them drugs in commercial quantities. You know what else drugs is doing to America. You know what drugs have done to America in the past. And I believe that you will not tolerate a drug dealer, and no matter what he sits on. So I'm putting you on notice now. Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not represent the people of Nigeria. He represents himself and his gangsters, fine, mostly in the north of Nigeria, and some from his part of Nigeria. But those who brought into power, they came through the Muslim ticket, which means screw it, Nigeria. We don't care. We are going to impose our Islamic ordinance on the whole of Nigeria. And one of those who was responsible said it in a 14-minute video. Yes, how they were going to institutionalize Islamic rule in Nigeria. Nigerians saw it, they listened to it, but they are powerless, they are spineless, they are hungry, they are insecure, they cannot raise their fingers anymore. Somebody has to raise it, and that is why we are putting our lives on the line. My life is on the line as we speak. I receive death threats every day. My brothers and sisters are receiving death threats every day because I decided to stand up for Nigeria. So you must not fail Nigerians by continuing to sell arms to Nigeria. They are not fighting terrorism. They are the terrorists. So you must deal with the Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a pariah, as an unpatriotic to the citizen of Nigeria. He is not the president of Nigeria. He never won an election. He destroyed the judiciary. He destroyed our armed forces. Our armed forces cannot fight anything. Just yesterday, 22 soldiers were massacred by terrorists. Yes, because the ammunition America is selling to Nigeria is ending. Very sophisticated ammunition is ending in the hands of Boko Haram. We can't continue like that. So this is the reason why I am sending you this message, President Donald Trump. And I'm going to follow through with written message to the State Department. I'm going to follow through with another message with the Department of Homeland Security. And I'm going to write a personal letter to Marco Rubio, the American State Secretary of State. So everybody will be on notice. Now, I remind you about in 2011 about a young man they call Abdul Mutalab, who was put on a plane, a jetliner coming to Detroit, United States, to bomb that plane, to destroy, to kill Americans. The north of Nigeria is a hotbed of anti-American sentiment. I am telling you. So that is the reason why you must preemptively take action to disarm these people in Nigeria. Do not sell American arms to Nigeria unless I believe from what you said during your presidential campaign, you want peace all over the world. I believe that you are not one of those imperialists who want to control Africa, disorder it, and take resources, and take mineral resources. As we speak today, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, over 12 million people have been massacred. Yes, by foreign forces as a result of imperial powers who come to arm people there to steal all their resources, and then majority of the people now live in internally displaced people's camp. This is sad for a continent. We cannot continue to accept that. So I believe that you
stay in the left 2 lanes.
I I believe you will do justice. So, putting you on notice, Bola Ahmed Tinubu holding Nigeria hostage is a no-go. It's a no. I will not rest until something is done. They are preparing for an election in 2027. Nigerians who don't know what is happening to their country are running around, are preparing for an election that they should not be preparing for. We are talking about now, but most Nigerians are scared. So this is the reason it's so important for you to preemptively, because if Nigeria is destabilized, it will have impact, a serious impact. It will have an ominous consequence for the United States, because a lot of terrorists are there in the north of Nigeria being raised to attack America and America's interests. So a stitch in time saves nine. President Donald Trump, don't be another Biden. President Donald Trump, don't be another Biden to Nigeria. President Donald Trump, I know you come with honesty. Yes, there are a lot of issues that we need to trash out, but I believe that you are a man of justice. I believe that you will put an end to arms sales to terrorist groups in Africa. Yes, there are some of them pretend as if they are government. They are no government. They are terrorists driven by Islamic extremism. We have a lot of them in Nigeria. So this is the reason why you listen to Nigerians, you listen to me, you listen to all of us. We are going to come to talk to you one way or the other in Washington. I know you want peace. I see what you are doing in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia. You should extend that to Africa so that there will be peace all over the world. Africa has 45% and more of the Earth's resources, and that is not a place that the world should watch get destabilized. Because if Nigeria becomes destabilized, world peace cannot be guaranteed. Yes, it's going to be a lot, except perhaps that is what some people want. But I don't want to believe that you want the same for Africa. So that is it. Africa and Nigeria. Nigeria is the trouble in Africa right now. If Nigeria becomes destabilized, a half of Africa will become destabilized. Let us work together as strategic partner in this historic project of saving Nigeria before it is too late. America kept quiet when things were going wrong in Somalia. Look at Somalia. 40 years after, Somalia has no government. 40 years after, Somalians don't have a country they can call theirs. 40 years after, Somalians have not been able to put it together because the world kept quiet when they should act. The same thing happened in Rwanda. The Rwanda massacre could have been avoided. The United Nations, driven by the world powers, refused to do something. And then, by the time it was over, over 1 million lives were wasted. In between 1967 and 1970, over 5 million Nigerians were wasted because of the global indifference to the issue of Nigeria. And I believe that with you, the world will react differently. And this is the reason why we have been calling for the democratization of the United Nations. Now is the time. Let the world show Africa that Africa is truly a part of the world and not a people condemned to death, and not only a people whose territorial space is only good for the world to come and take mineral resources and go away and leave the place undeveloped with its people massively impoverished. This is the time. So I thought I send this message to you, President Trump. You must act now. You must act now. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not the president of Nigeria. He was not elected. He's a pariah. He has been on a destructive tirade of the country. The country's economy has crashed. Education has crashed. Healthcare has crashed. Everything has crashed. No infrastructure. The country lives in darkness. There's no hope for industrialization. Yes, all because of Nigeria's tragedy of leadership. We don't want to continue in that trajectory. What we want the United States to do for us now, please stop selling arms to the Nigerian government. It's a rogue government. They are fighting to destroy Nigeria. Yes, it's an Islamic government that we have right now in Nigeria. Nigeria is supposed to be a secular state. So America, stand up for Nigeria by doing what? Stop selling arms to the terrorist government in Nigeria. It's a terrorist government. How can a vice president of a country be a terrorist, known terrorist? It's not like we don't know. How can the minister of defense of a country be a terrorist? It's not like the world does not know, and everybody is keeping quiet. So who is going to stand up for Nigeria? America, stop selling arms to Nigeria. And I want to make a case on behalf of Nigerians here who may be staying here illegally. This is not a time to deport Nigerians. President Trump, please, as you are doing your deportation, spare Nigerians. Spare. So don't, please, I am passionately appealing to you. Do not Nigerians. Let them be. Let us see how Nigeria goes. But the situation in Nigeria is so dire that the only option left right now is an armed struggle. And you know what that means. We have been trying. We can avoid this. Please don't sell them arms. Thank you very much for listening. I'm going to follow up with a written paperwork. Thank you. Bye for now. And I thank all those who tuned in from across the world. Share this message. Let every American know, especially our American strategic partners. Please make sure that you share this message, so everybody who needs to know, we know. Bye for now.